Hello there and welcome back to Let's Play Magical Diary. I am the RNGenius, but you may call me Eric. And we are really close to getting a suspension from school, right? With our demerits, 25 demerits. Doesn't appear to be very good. Still, we have still nothing going on here, really. Diary, yeah, no magic in public. And open. Maybe we can. Maybe we get to solve a new dungeon puzzle again this week. Maybe. Flyers up the halls have informed us that there will be a special assembly for all freshmen this Thursday. No class activities can be scheduled for that day. What should I do this week? Okay, let's sleep. And then let's do this once more so we get to 25 black magic. I'm sorry about that. I've got a problem with sneezing actually. Yeah. Okay, I'm fine. Let's take black magic class so we can get up to 25 and then let's make blue magic happen. Woo! Also, nah, 26 is fine for the moment. Completely reduced stress, okay. Ellen is in the room, systematically taking clothes out of her dresser. My god, I can't speak. Then putting them back in. What are you doing? Folding my clothes? Yes, but why are you unfolding them first? Because they aren't folded properly. Okay. I guess everyone has their quirks. What was that scene all about? Seal. 10 mana. Fixes objects in place or fuses them shut. I guess you can seal a door with that. Why? Well, we'll see. Blue magic. One blue magic. Oh, darkness. The darkness. 5 mana completely removes visibility in the caster's location. Okay. On Thursday morning, all the freshmen are gathered together in the gym. Good morning, my bright young things. Oh, I'm sorry. My bright young thighs. She would say that. Today is a special occasion for all of you. You are going to get to practice what you've learned and try out some spells on each other, without the pressure of a test or grades. This is an important lesson, because in future exams you may come up against other spellcasters. You need to know how to use magic in combat, and how to avoid magic being used on you. Will everyone please team up in twos? There's some jostling and shuffling around. Ellen and Virginia pair off, and I end up standing by Virginia's brother Donald. Please pay attention before we begin. I want you to take turns casting spells at each other and blocking them. This is not a battle, and you are not trying to defeat each other. Not. Think of it like a game of catch. One of you is the pitcher, and one of you is the catcher. Please don't give me quick time events, because I'm horrible at quick time events. And please don't make me push keys on my keyboard, because my keyboard is sadly more than an arm's length away from me, so I can't push buttons there right now. Without unplugging my microphone, that is. You can only pitch when it's your turn, so defenders must only defend and not attack. Also, please don't interfere with any other pairs. That includes casting spells that tend to be messy. No fireballs, no ice storms, please. Target only your partner. I will be on hand to deal with any injuries and accidents. If you hurt yourself, please call for help. I'll be right there. Have fun. Ha ha ha, have fun, she says. Fun? I turn to face my partner. Ladies first. I'm not sure what to cast. I've never done this before. You can do a push spell, right? Sure, that's easy. Alright then. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1... I start to cast my spell, but suddenly a wave of cold sweeps over my body and I can't move. The spell fizzles, uncast. Ha! I wasn't sure that would work. It'll wear off in a minute. As he said, I unfreeze shortly, but my fingertips are still tingling and sore. Alright, it's my turn now. Are you ready? I suppose. 1, 2, 3. There's a little jolt and I feel a sting like a tiny electric shock as Donald stumbles backwards. Ow! Hey, you're not supposed to tag now. I thought it might throw off your aim. I guess it might for a moment after. We work together for a while, trading spells back and forth. Then Donald holds up his hands and leans in close to whisper something. I've got a great idea. When I go, you drop to the floor and cover your eyes. I'm going to cast something over your head. Okay. Go! On cue, I duck and cover. There's a whooshing noise and a burst of heat overhead, followed by screams? Donald, what are you doing? Oh, you're in trouble now. Well, your flaming dragon was very impressive. I missed the flaming dragon. I did specifically tell you to avoid large spells. If poor Claire hadn't managed to get out of the way, you would have hurt her badly. Like he cares. This is very disappointing. You've always been so careful in your creativity. Why would you take such a risk? He did want me to duck and tell me to do that and made the action. He probably wants me to stay quiet, right? I'm gonna defend him. Professor Potsdam, I wasn't actually in danger. He told me to get down and made sure I was out of the way before he cast it. You knew what he was going to do? Yes. Hopefully I won't get more demerits because of this. Because if I do, I'm actually a very bad person, right? If I fail Magical Diary, that basically means I'm a bad person. I'm a bad human being. Yeah, that's how that works out. I knew he was going to do something, and saying this should get him out of trouble, right? Well, I suppose that changes things. Slightly. Detention for both of you, then. What? It's only fair for both conspirators to suffer equally, and you did know that you shouldn't cast such large spells. But no demerits. I'm not a bad human being, since there was no real danger. Perhaps the two of you can use the time to come up with some more interesting way to showcasing your skills for the class. Yes, ma'am. No problem. Try to be good now. Jacob put Mr. Arias down. What? Put him down? My God. That was a bit harsh, wasn't it? She hurries off to deal with someone else. Alright, he probably cast some levitation skill or spell or something like that. Luckily, there are no major accidents for the rest of the session. I always get detention, I'm a bad person. Oh, no new spell. On Saturday morning, the mail and allowances are delivered. I get up to go to my detention. Miss Lerotte, Mr. Danson, must I be forever burdened with this nonsense? Since you are both being punished for the same offense, you will receive the same punishment. Don't even. He points to the tables where two very large glass jars filled with pebbles are sitting. You will each take one jar. You will take out each pebble individually by hand. You will place each pebble on the table, forming two separate stacks. After you have removed each pebble, you will write down the total number of pebbles that were in the jar. You will then return all of the pebbles to your jar by hand. I have ways of detecting whether or not your pebble has been touched. Do not attempt to shirk. Do you understand? Sure. And if your count is off, or you attempt to pocket any of the pebbles, I will lock you in this room with no food or water until Monday. Get on with it. He stalks out of the room, closing the door behind him. What's the point of this? Boredom. That's all. Awesome. Sorry, I got you into this. You didn't, it was my decision. I mean, it wouldn't have been right to let them think you were trying to hurt me when you weren't. Yeah, well, I knew I was going to get busted for it, and I didn't warn you. If he knew he'd get into trouble, why'd he do it? I sit across from Donald and smile at him. No, Wow. Right mouse key. Yep, right mouse key is the options menu. Didn't know that. That surprised me a bit. Don't you get tired of being in here every Saturday? Hey, you noticed! Noticed what? That I'm here! Well, that's sort of obvious, isn't it? You'd think. Beg your pardon? He leans back in his chair and smiles. Do you have any brothers or sisters? Huh? No? Do you want them? Are you offering? I read that. Are you offspring? I read that as are you offspring. I don't know why. It's close. I'm lonely sometimes. I do sometimes. It would be nice to have a friend for my own age who lived with us and went on vacation with us, so I'd never have to be lonely. Yeah, a friend would be nice. Wait. I know you and Virginia don't get along, but what about William? You're brothers. You must have a lot to share. You know what you asked me earlier. William never asks. Which thing I asked you earlier? He doesn't answer. The silent moment stretches in the distance. I hear footsteps echoing down the hall. Hey, Claire, do me a favor? Okay. Ask William what he thinks of me. And with that, he turns his head down back to his work just before the door opens. Grabby's back, so I'd better act like I'm paying attention to my assignment. ... At the end of the day, I have counted and recounted 432 pebbles. And my neck hurts. How much stress did that give me? A bit. Probably wasn't too relaxing, right? I'm walking along, minding my own business, when I'm suddenly... I guess I can actually check how much stress I got, so... I had 24 black Did I? No, I had 24 black magic before. I wanted to go up to 25. I got 3 stress there. So I had 18 blue magic before, so I got 4 stress from that. So I got 7 stress. Oh my god, that gave me actually 9 stress? That's harsh. Maybe. I'm walking along, minding my own business, when suddenly I feel a gentle touch on the back of my head. I turn around, but there's no one nearby. It's magic. Then I notice something white drifting on the floor. Paper? With a few long strides, William crosses the hall to reach my side. Whoops! Sorry about that. He picks up the paper airplane and winks at me. It was supposed to go over your head. No problem. Now that I've run into him, I have a chance to ask him something if I want. I'm not gonna... No? About Ellen. No? What would she ask him about Ellen? Nope, I'm more curious about Donald. This is sort of a silly question. Do you and Donald get along? Huh? Sure, why? Well, see, I've never had a brother or a sister. My friends at school sometimes their sisters were their best friends and sometimes they couldn't stand each other, or they were always competing. Virginia talks about you all the time. She really looks up to you, and she relies on you to know how things work. Is it like that with you and Donald, or is there some kind of secret masculine bonding thing? Masculine? Well, I can't tell you about our male secrets. No, Donald's his own guy. He'd rather solve his problems himself. Like his problems with his sister? I don't get involved in that. You mean you're not on Virginia's side? There's no point in taking sides. If she's told you that she's always the innocent one, don't believe her. They're each as bad as the other. But you like Virginia better. What is she up to this time? Huh? Nothing. Tell her I love her, but I can't get her out of her homeworks. I'm not here to talk about Virginia. I'm trying to talk about Donald. Huh? Oh. Oh? Well, I can't tell you much about that. I've only been at home with them for the summer these past few years. Donald's never told me about any special girls. Oh, wow. Actually, if he thinks I've got a crush on Donald, that might be a good reason for him to give me an honest opinion. So, what do you think of Donald, really? He's not a bad kid. He's just got too much energy, and that's what gets him into trouble. It happens with a lot of wolves. If he were willing to work hard on anything but pranks, he could go a long way. A steady girlfriend would probably be good for him. I certainly wouldn't complain about seeing you together. But I'm not the one you have to ask, am I? He ruffles his hair. Hopefully Damien doesn't get a hold of this, because that's awkward. Don't worry. I won't tell him you said anything. Good luck. Please don't tell anyone else either, because that would be kinda weird. And then he's gone. That was not quite how I expected Donald's question to turn out. Okay, this episode should have gone on for a bit, so I hope you enjoyed it. I sincerely hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a bit. Quite a bit. So, I hope I'll see you in the next one as well. And until then, Bye bye.